One, thank you so much for coming and for your time. Um, as we go on according to our program, we are supposed to have the Director Education, Mr. John Bosco Ntangale. He's still held up in another meeting, somewhere here up. And well, in the interest of time, I request that we start. He will find us on the way. As far as I'm concerned, I'll take you through PET requirements, then PET documentation, and then what next as you aspire to be a professional accountant. And before I start, I hope you are keeping safe. I believe you are following Ministry of Education guidelines, Ministry of Health guidelines on COVID-19. You are socially distancing yourselves and so many other things. You are putting on a mask because we need to live beyond this century. We need to be alive forever. Allow me share the screen. I believe it is already shared. And today we want to look at what PET is. What can you do as a student? And then after that, we look at the next. What do I need to do as soon as I finish my course? So we will look at introduction, requirements of the Act, then technical areas, documentation of experience, obligations of a student or a trainee or a CPA graduate. Then the PET roadmap and the key messages. I was scrolling through the attendance. I've seen very many good friends of mine who are aspiring to be professional accountants, all of you almost, and who have been engaging me on what PET is, why do you want PET, and etc. We shall look at the requirements of PET, what PET requires in the Accountants Act, what is required of you as a student and as a CPA graduate. Then we go to introduction. Let's jump into our why do we need PET? What is PET? What is practical experience training? And as the name suggests, as the name is, it refers to the workplace and other activities that are relevant to developing professional competence. As you undertake the CPA course, I believe most of you are in your final level. You are developing your professional competencies. And as you are developing those competencies, when you go out there to support the economy, to be employed as someone in an organization, as a finance manager, accountant, or as a consultant, or in whatever position, you are expected to demonstrate that experience. And we will see how now in this case of us who have not finished the course. It is a requirement of IES 5, International Education Standards, International Education Standard 5. The International Education Standard 5 is issued by the International Federation of Accountants. That board of accountants makes us here, if you qualify as a CPA Uganda, to fit globally in the whole world, to be able to provide service wherever you are needed, everywhere in the whole world. And therefore, the standard requires that by the time the student finishes the CPA course, he or she should be able to document his or her experience. And what we are going through now is the initial professional development program. Initial professional development means studying the CPA course, the knowledge you are acquiring, and the skills you get through interacting with literature around CPA, and then finalizing with the exam. When you pass, there is some level of competence you've acquired. and that competence is still under initial professional development. When you are done with the CPA course, then you undergo what we call continuing professional development. And that is what most of you know as CPD. So CPD is major relevant people who have actually finished the CPA course and are continuing with their professional development. And it is believed that that continuation is lifelong. So long as you're still alive, we expect you to continue learning. And you know, as you can see, even from COVID-19, what it has taught us, we must continue learning. We can't cease learning. So ICPAU has the responsibility to meet that requirement as a member of the International Federation of Accountants, so that students are able to demonstrate competence by writing that competence in the required format in the form of practical experience training, what we have called PET. And therefore, in that regard, you are being prepared to be a world-class professional accountant. And how does it come? Here I am not in a control to ask you whether you are able to see that house, but I believe you are able to see it, and I hope you have seen it. Is in the form of the house. Not so good. Mr. Fred, I hope you are able to see. Very fine. Now, the education, you see the ground, the floor, SMO2. It is SMO means Statement of Membership Obligation, number 2, which is education. Provides a framework of an accountant. Therefore, what builds later, when you finish your course, you'll go and apply IFRSs, SMO7. If you are working in an entity that applies those standards. Most of the entities here in our country apply those standards. Or you apply IPSAS, International Federation of Accountants, International Federation of Accountants, IPSAS, International Public Sector Accounting Standards. Those are relevant for public sector organizations and some NGOs. We have some NGOs, a few of them, like SNV, if you are working in that organization, they report their financial statements are based on IPSAS. Then we have ISAs for my friends who work in audit firms. The audit we conduct is according to the ISAs, and you know very well that one. So then it builds. So with this block, I am trying to demonstrate downwards there. SMO2, the education we are acquiring, is to build us to be strong professional accountants. And as I said, the practical experience training comes from SMO2 education, and specifically on IES 5, practical experience training. Of course, there are others. There are eight IESs. There are 8 international education standards. The first 4 are those you went through. When you come here, you go to Generals or Jacqueline. The first time you came, they required you to have done either a degree, and if you qualified for exemptions, they picked those exemptions and they assessed them. Then what they were basing on were those standards of education. So that by the time you come out of the CPA course, then you are a very competent professional accountant, able to serve here in Uganda and beyond. Now we have the practical experience training. Then we also have the CPD, the continuing professional education. There are 8 of them. So then that shows that when you finish your CPA course, you qualify to, you are a globally competent accountant. And that's what it means. Because all of us, if you go to Australia, if you go to wherever you go, they all comply with these SMOs, Statements of Membership Obligations. And Therefore, since you are groomed through this process, you are all equally the same. And thus, practical experience training, once you have got it, we believe that as you finish your course, you are demonstrating your experience, as I am going to demonstrate you how to demonstrate it, then you'll be able to protect public interest. You know, we are certified public accountants, and we are aspiring, most of us, to be certified public accountants. So you'll be able to work in public interest. Then you'll also be able to enhance the quality of work by CPS. You can mentor. Personally, I am mentoring over around 10 people. But given opportunity, you can mentor a given number. And at the different levels, you can either mentor at the board level or at the operational level or at any other level. You can promote the credibility of the accountancy profession. And that credibility comes because you have served in, number one, public interest. So, aspiring professional accountants must demonstrate that they have gained that necessary, those necessary skills, the competencies, the technical competencies, the professional skills, the professional values, ethics, and attitudes. I will go through them in my demonstration of how you will document that experience. I have been reminded here that if you want to ask a question, please type it in your Q&A tab or a comment. Then I will be able to go there and read it. Then I answer you accordingly. Yes. So what are the legal requirements of PET? Why PET? Why practical experience training for students of CPA course in Uganda? Why now? The Accountants Act requires us to do so. If you were a CPA holder, you must complete practical training prescribed by council. And the member or any member of the Accountancy Institute in East Africa. So we have 5 of them, generally 4 of them. The one of Burundi is not so much operational, but we have 4 of them here in Rwanda, then Dar es Salaam, NBAA, and ISPAC. So the experience has to be proved. So if you are in Nairobi and you are coming here in Uganda and you want to be a member of the institute, a professional accountant here in Uganda, then we need that experience. Then it is eligible for associate membership. I know most of you, when you finish your course, you become an associate member. In that corridor, you are being regarded that you are still documenting your experience and you are about to be a member. So you are not supposed to stay in that corridor for long. I encourage you to move out of that corridor as soon as you finish your course. Endeavor to become a member of the institute. And when you become so, then you are a professional accountant. Minus that, you are still an associate member or a CPA graduate. So, the experience requires supervision as seen from section 12D. I will demonstrate how that will be. And for your information, we will have another training of your supervisors, possibly in the month of November. I will also encourage you to attend. Yes, the student must obtain PET in 3 technical areas. I'm going to demonstrate how these are. What are they? And non-technical areas. Council may accept any other experience. Some experience may be relevant, like governance. Someone has been in governance majorly ever since he or she finished the course, was lucky and moved into board responsibilities, strategic responsibilities, and those skills are not captured in any of the technical areas or non-technical areas, then that council may waive that, may consider that experience, and the person becomes a member. Then you are supposed to record your PET and in a form, as I'm going to show you. These are the technical areas. Let me pause here for a moment as you see the technical areas we are meaning. We have financial, reporting, auditing, taxation, financial management, management accounting, insolvency practice, and information technology. If you have any other experience you believe is you are in an entity and you are exposed in another experience you believe that is not here, then the logbook, when you go online on the CPA portal, it has a provision for others, 8. So you may specify why that experience doesn't cut across any of those areas. Then we have non-technical areas, communication skills, and you know, as accountants, we must communicate. Communication is very key for our profession and for advancement of a career. Then personal skills, these are a must. We must do acquire personal skills, and these are obtained through our CPA course as we interact with the study materials and as you go to get that work-related experience, and that's what we expect you to have. And therefore, how do we know? We will know upon your documentation of that experience in the required form that we will show you. Then you are also expected to have interpersonal and organizational skills. The way you support board, the way if you are called to support one of the committees of board or any other committees, if you are asked support in the writing minutes and so many things, we will see how they are. So as I said, we have 7 technical areas and 3 non-technical areas. Then how do we document our experience? Documentation of our experience. Every student has to register online. I'm going to show you. And upon registration, you access the logbook. We are going to see how this logbook is. All of us on this platform, in this webinar, have a logbook on our accounts. We are able to access that logbook. The experience is regularly recorded. In the guidelines, which you can access also on your portal, you are supposed to regularly record your experience at least every 6 months. Within 6 months, you are able to record your experience. Then the supervisor will be able to review that experience. Supervisor or mentor. The mentor can confirm the documented experience once he or she logs in as a mentor. We are going to see. Upon confirmation by the mentor, then ICPAU reviews the experience. If they confirm that experience, then you can now go ahead. If you have finished your course, go ahead and apply for membership and become a professional accountant. Therefore, if you may not document experience that is not relevant to your organization. You may be in a school and your only work in the school is you are a teacher of maybe English, but you are saying I worked in this organization and I was a management accountant. ICPA will come and review. If they find any inconsistencies, they will invite you, contact the mentor for confirmation, and then if they confirm that, then they're able to approve your experience. So that's why ICPA has to come in after every completion of your documentation of experience. So obligations of the trainee, of my friends on this platform, ladies and gentlemen, I call upon you to devote sufficient time and care to document that experience so that you are able to get your CPA qualification in the whole. We will tell you that in the next year, if you finish CPA course, maybe next year or when, by the time you become a member, we need you to have gone through some level of documentation of experience. So all of us have to document this experience, and therefore it needs you some reasonable time and care to document the experience. There are rules and regulations which are in the practical experience training guidelines, which I have told you we can all access, and then we are able to document this experience. Every experience is documented online. So this is the roadmap, ladies and gentlemen. I believe you are able to read through the roadmap. I will give you some time to go through, but I will go with you also. We developed this, the logbook, the online logbook, which you are going to see in 2017. Then around October 2018, we opened this for all for students on a pilot basis. But what is very important is 2021. 2021, by the time when you come to apply for membership, you must attach at least 1 year of paid record. That is very important for you. And I know most of you will be members next year. You apply to be members. You might be heads of internal audits of various functions in different organizations. Or heads of finance, or a simple accountant, and they want to promote you. But they are saying, no, you must be a member of the institute. So my dear friend, I need you to take note of that so that you are able to document your experience. So you may need to start now. Key messages. One, it is important that a comprehensive and continuous record of experience is kept. It is also the responsibility of the trainee to maintain the record of experience. And it is the responsibility of a student or trainee to look for where to train from. Therefore, and also look for the mentor or supervisor, who must be the member of the institute. So some people have been asking, but you get for me a mentor? No. You need to look for, look for yourself a mentor, and then that mentor is able to take you through the required experience. So at regular intervals, the supervisor or mentor will assess the achievement and then see and confirm that you have recorded the right experience. I will show you how, and then after that, let me show you now what we do for how to record the experience. Now we are at it. You go to the ICPAU, use your browser, go to ICPAU account. So on ICPAU, it is opening the homepage for ICPAU. Yes, all of us, I believe, are here. Or when you open the ICPAU page, you are able to see students and others. So basically, we are on students. I log in as a student. Yes, I'm going to log in as a student. Let me look through and request one of you to log in. I'm going to log in as Sarah. Let me log in as Sarah Nabukwasi. ID is 27906. Password. Then you have to eliminate yourself from robots. Then I'm not a robot. I now log in. Are we all there? Good. Yeah, thank you. Now, I have assumed that I've never documented my experience. And I am recording, I have applied for practical experience training. Right? Good. So when you open, all of you have seen this page here. All of us. When you open, you'll see practical experience training, which is paid. You can access the logbook, but in the interest of time, okay, let's access the logbook, the guidelines. So these are the guidelines. You can get them in your portal. You go there, get them. So it is of 7 pages. You can read in your time when you can go back to your portal. So what is important here is you are eligible for practical experience training program. All of you, all students are eligible. All students are eligible. Therefore now I click there to apply. Right? When I click apply, I will be welcomed by the guidelines. Are we right? By the guidelines. Now those guidelines, you have already read them. or you may need to read them again. Assume we've read them the other end. Then you confirm that you have read and understood the guidelines. Read and understood the guidelines? Yes. Then I apply for PET. Now let me apply. I've clicked on apply for PET. However, now I will need an organization where I am. I will need the organization where I am. I may say I am at ICPAU. And my mentor may be Ambrose. Maybe the mentor for Sarah is Ambrose. So you must need the FM number for that mentor. So the mentor or supervisor, you need his or her FM number or ID. I was about to say, are we together? But I believe you are listening. FM number or ID and the following. So my FM number is FM 2323 and then submit. So this person has applied for PET and is submitting. But for you to submit, you can see you will use FM number and you also need the organization where you are. Then you apply, you submit your application. So what reads on the next page? What it reads is the training application is pending review by ICPAU. So when you apply, then on a daily basis, our team goes through the system to confirm the training. And when they confirm the training, then they approve your application. So it takes around 24 hours for you to be approved. And this is how we apply for PET. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we apply for PET. Then when you apply for PET, what next? You come back. Let me log out and use another example of someone who has already documented the experience, has already applied and approved, and is documenting experience. So, but at this stage, when you apply, your application is approved, then come back later and start documenting experience. When you come back, you find different items. Like before we applied, this term was different, but now it is a different term. There is pending. Pending was not there. So we can log out and look for another person who has already documented some experience. Let me look for Nicholas. Nicholas is a colleague here. And most of you could have interacted with him. So now I have, yes, this is now the account for Nicholas, who has already applied for experience training. You can see now, because he applied, here, there is access the practical experience training program here. Every day they ask you, do you want access? You access. If you want to record, you experience. Okay? It is different from that person who has not applied for experience. That person, they tell him or her that you are eligible. So I encourage you, all of you, to really apply, because it is going to be a very fundamental requirement for your membership obligations next year. So I believe that you need to take it seriously. So now I access the training program. The training program is what some people call logbook, because most of us are used to the logbook, either the vehicle logbook or whatever logbook. Then now it's called a logbook. Some people here call it logbook. And most of you have asked us, where is the logbook? And we have directed you where the logbook is. So it is here. Now, when you click there, you get the logbook. So this shows the activity summary of what this student who has finished the course but is waiting to be a member and is still documenting his experience has done. These are activities he has documented. But If I want to go into detail as his, suppose I was his supervisor or mentor, then I go into the technical skills, which he recorded. You remember the technical skills we are talking about? There are 7 of them, and you are supposed to choose how many? 3. 3. So now there are 7, but here I told you that because there can be other skills, extraordinary skills, which may not fall into the 7, then we provided for other competencies. So we have financial reporting, which you are used to, auditing, which you are all exposed, taxation, which most of us are exposed, financial management, and etc. So let me start with financial reporting. Under financial reporting, there are very many areas before you produce a financial statement. So in that case, by the time you produce financial statements, you must have captured transactions, you must have done so and so, you must have approved certain, and those areas are included here. So in case you are still in doing those tasks, then you can also fall in there under financial reporting, execution of accounting process, bank reconciliation, and you go down, receiving and recording receipts. You can see. So the logbook is so friendly that it will catch all that you do on a daily basis. If you are, for instance, an accountant in that area of financial reporting, or if you are an accountant involved in inventory, or creditors and purchase administration, or journals, journal entries, simple journal entries. So receiving and recording receipts, now you click on it. It is one of the simplest areas under financial reporting, really. Now, in there, it provides space, just like WhatsApp, friends. On your WhatsApp page, there is a thing, type, hi Jane, how are you? How is Kampala? How is the course? How is level 4? That is it. Then she replies, hey, I'm fine, I'm about to finish, I intend to complete the course in December. Okay. So it is the same story here. The student or you will write here. You see what Nicholas wrote? He wrote and wrote it to the mentor. Then the mentor responded. Hi, dear Nicholas, many thanks. However, he has some other additions. Or the mentor may not have any additions and simply says, noted and confirmed. Yes. Particularly mentors who are regularly with you, they understand your work processes, they know what you do, and so many things. Or if you could have forgotten, the mentor will help you to add. You add on more other things. And this is the space. This space here is for mentors. For mentors. Even now, I can still write any other comment and say, oh, thank you for the records. You can say thank you for the documentation. And you are done. Thank you for the documentation. Now, in that case, I am confirming that what the student, you, or any other student who is aspiring to become a professional accountant has done. And therefore, I send a message. When I send a message, the message goes and then takes me back. If I want to add more, comment more, I can look for other areas, other technical areas, either taxation or auditing or financial management. I comment as required. The same happens with you, the student. You can come under financial management, analyzing and revising on financial implications. We've done this in our course. If you have already bypassed that stage of financial management papers, and then you identify and collect relevant information, non-financial and financial, then you do what? So then the mentor, the mentor will write, the student will write, you, the student, will write, and the mentor will do the confirmation, and you send, and then either you send or he sends. Once they are sent, after 6 months, ICPAU reviews your logbook, and then confirms your logbook, confirms that the experience you're acquiring wherever you are relates to your to what you have documented, and then you now qualify to become a professional accountant when you are done with your course. And it is good, it is better start documenting your experience now so that you avoid the rushing. My colleagues who work in banks recently, BOU gave a directive for you to become members, and you know what you went through, some of your bosses went through. You could not become a member in 3 months because number one, you need to record the experience, and the logbook is wide. So then the member services committee wants you to record the experience. So I encourage all of you to be ready. Being a professional accountant means that you are a good planner. Start planning. That if you want to become a professional accountant next year, and then you are able to document your experience. I want to thank you so much for listening to me. And Mr. John Bosco Ntangare, I saw him arriving in the middle of our presentation. Sir, are you already on your microphone? You are welcome, sir. So for any other with questions, I can start answering some questions. Paulo Mrangira is thanking us for the presentation. And is writing and says, PET requires that your mentor or supervisor can be a staff from your workplace or one from the audit firm that is currently conducting the audit. However, at my workplace, there is none who is a member of the institute, and haven't been able to find one from the current auditors. This has been challenging for me to get a supervisor. How can you support me to get one? Start my PET. Thank you, Paul. This is a very good question. Paul is saying that he doesn't have the mentor. But the good thing, they have external auditors. But he's saying among the external auditors, he's not seeing there a mentor. Yes. How can he get one? Yes. Paulo, those external auditors, one of them has to mentor you. And any firm can, you can, whichever firm, if it is a firm licensed by us, has practicing accountants who are already members. So unless those external auditors are quack accountants, if they are not licensed by us, then we may not help you. But if they are licensed by us, please approach one of the partners and request him or her to mentor you. In the case that is not possible with you, please approach me and we request that firm to mentor you, because we believe all firms are agreed to mentor some students. If they are already providing external services to certain clients and those clients don't have members and they are the only members they know, then they will mentor you. So take heart, you will get a mentor from those auditors. I believe I've answered you well, properly. Then I am a CPA student employed. This is coming from Collins Chemonges. I'm a CPA student employed as sales and marketing assistant. Can this experience count to being a member? Yes. Collins, continue and finish your CPA course. And I see the experience you are acquiring are non-technical skills. But we need you to also get exposed to the other technical areas. You can do a part-time with either a firm or an organization that is willing to give you those skills. And you accept part-time experience. If you have been working with you are a marketing and sales assistant, but over the weekend or whatever time you are engaged by a certain firm on their audit file assembling or any other, then we also accept that experience. So good, you have the other non-technical skills, you are acquiring them as sales and marketing because you are getting interpersonal, organizational, communication skills. So I encourage you to get the other technical skills. Yeah, please look for where to get those skills. Then this is coming from Anonymous. Of what importance and value is this pet for a student who is still at level 1? Yes, it is of importance because as you do your level 1, you are aspiring to finish your level 4, you finish the course. And at finishing the course, you will be able, you never know, opportunity will fall in that moment, and you are required to be a member for you to provide a certain service. And therefore, the better you start documenting this experience now. So my friend Anonymous, start now if you have that opportunity and you have where to get the experience. Is it mandatory or requirement for a student on level 1 to go through PET and other webinars organized? Yes, it is mandatory because maybe for webinars it may not be one mandatory, but for PET, you need to start documenting the experience. And for webinars, it is for your good. Knowledge is power. I believe, Fred, you trust me on that one. Knowledge is power. So you must have knowledge. And that's why we organize these webinars and seminars. And as I told you initially, from the Accountants Act perspective, we believe that webinars are what are necessary for your continuing professional development. Then also, John Mukura is asking, I applied for a change of a mentor, but this has never been attended to since 2019. Sorry about that, John. We are going to attend to that, but I believe it was changed because on a daily basis we get prompts on students who don't have members, but have applied for PIT. And the students who have not documented any experience. So if you are not filtered, really, your mentor should have been changed. But in case it was not done, maybe due to error, system error, or human error, we shall take note of that. The whole team here for PET, for your information, is all listening. We are all taking your questions very seriously. Key question is on logbook. This is coming from Jonathan Kabale Kato. If I choose my technical areas, can they be changed as assignments done at workplace? Yes, they can be changed. However, you need to, for consistency, you can get 1 year experience in one technical area and another year experience in another technical area. So that is also possible. However, we encourage you to get experience in one technical area, in 3 technical areas consistently. However, what is relevant, what is also similar to what you have asked, you can also change your employer. If you move, you have been with ICPAU, and now you have gone to another organization. Why? Then you can also change. You request us, we change. Then the experience you acquired in that in the previous organization is still the experience. You can't change the past. So you add on. So if you are left with maybe 6 months to complete your experience of 3 years, then you add on the six months. And what is also relevant to your question is the experience you acquired before you became a CPA student. Is it relevant? Yes, it is relevant, my friend, because that is your experience. So if you became a CPA student last year and you maybe finished after finishing your university, you got a job and it was demanding, but you have acquired experience now, you have become a CPA student last year, yet the other 3 years you've been working, then that experience is required, is okay, is applicable. So then how many technical and non-technical skills must be chosen and recorded? Yes, that's what we said, Jonathan. We Recall out there are 7 technical areas and we only need there 3. You can take taxation, auditing, and financial reporting, or in any 3. Then there are 3 non-technical skills and we need all of them. And I believe all of us here agree with me, and the rest that the non-technical skills are very relevant. We need them. Otherwise, if you have no communication skills, yeah, no interpersonal skills, so we need you to have those skills and develop them over time. Then anonymous again. I completed CPA course 3 years ago and I've been in accounting field for now 7 years. Does it mean I can't be admitted as a member when I apply without documentation? Anonymous, it is true. Maybe apply for a membership now within this year. But next year, as you have seen, you must document that experience. But don't get worried. Go on your portal, apply for experience. Document that experience you have acquired. Out of those 7 years, we only need 3 years. Just document in 3 years in 3 technical areas and in all the 3 non-technical areas. And you are good to go. How can, this is coming from Nelson Mubanjis. How can someone acquire some technical skills if they are working in NGOs? Yes. In NGOs, they are finance, audit, and related functions. So I believe those skills are acquired in those functions. Yes, at least there is no NGO that has no finance function. Yeah. Then, you deal with external auditors. The NGOs, yeah, you'll get those skills. How do I get the mentor? Yeah, how do I get the mentor? It goes back to your knowledge of the accountancy profession. So wherever you are, make sure you look out for people who are members of this, where they are working, and see how they can help you. If you are working with them, then start befriending them. If they are your supervisors, then you are very lucky now. They will be your mentor. Otherwise, you have a responsibility clear, Nakas Navy, to look for a mentor who is a member of the institute. Then another question from Jonathan, from Johnson Mukura. Is it a must include attachments, and what could they be? Very good question. Yeah, it is. Let me go to. I will go back to the portal. It is, you can attach if it is if you think this is an area that the reviewers or my supervisor will not be able to understand. For instance, an insolvency case in a very complicated organization. So, for instance, in a very funny, very complicated, with extraordinary, requiring extraordinary skills, you may need attach. But most of these areas of ours, financial reporting, we are aware you may not need to attach unless requested by the mentor or by CPA. Then this one is Winnie Kabasindi Julian is saying hello Ambrose. Yes, hello. Then this is still Winnie. Do we have to indicate the period we earned the experience? For example, from March to June. Yes, we have to. Down there, before you submit, when you have written down the experience, as I was demonstrating in your portal, you will see a calendar, and you can specify the time in which you are doing this work. You can. Some of us do work. I can be a payroll accountant from January to December, and that is my work. So in that case, you can document. But we now need you to document the experience regularly 6 months. Every after 6 months, please go on and document. And I believe the experience, the challenges you have acquired in the 6 months of the year may not be the same challenges or issues resolved or identified or any experience you acquired in the remaining part of the year. So are the 3 fields enough forever? Yes, they are enough. And when you become a member, then you can continue learning. Possibly you add on other fields, maybe insolvency or ICT. New developments come. Before 2020, Zoom was not so much common, but now it is a very common item. Then Ezekiel Mazapke, thanks CP Ambrose for the presentation. My question is, did you say you choose 3 areas from the technical areas? Yes. Ezekiel, you choose 3 technical areas from the 7 technical areas. So we only need 3 areas. Another one from Timothy Gonza, thanks. Can I record for a previous period, e.g. last year? Yes, this one I've already said it. Prior experience is recognized. What you know in accounting, retrospective treatment, is it? Yes. So prior experience is recognized. Then Timothy Gonzanga is still saying, I have been working closely with an auditor, a member for 3 years now. Yes, then you have the experience. Anonymous, Anonymous, I have my logbook in Excel and I have already started documenting. However, my supervisor's style of management is authoritative to the extent that I changed my mind. What should I do? Should I switch to another supervisor? Yes, no. So you are allowed to choose. Once you choose a supervisor, alert us, and we change the details of your supervision. However, I am wondering, how do you have your experience in Excel? No, everything that you document regarding PET should be on your student account on the CPA portal. So when you go there, please document that. So we have no any other place where we are documenting our experience apart from the portal. So go the way we have documented demonstrated using Nicholas and Sarah's accounts. Go and document that experience. There in your account, on your student ICPAU account, there is a logbook which you can document, use for documenting. What can I do as an aspiring professional accountant who is currently not in active accounting position to gain paid? I am a Dennis LLM or joke. Yes, you need to be in active accounting position to gain paid, but still you can document your other paid areas, professional practical experience training areas. You can document the non-technical skills you are acquiring, and so many and other areas where you are, not necessarily financial reporting. You might be in management accounting. You can document it because it is one of the technical areas. So I think now you should be able to document the experience. I have over 6 years working experience in accounting or auditing with well-documented CV. Do I need to complete PET? Then if I graduated this year, maybe Jan 2020, but I want to register for membership next year, do I have to? Yes, you have to get PET if you register, if you want to be a member next year. And you graduated many years ago. The good thing, you have 6 years of work experience, so we only need 3 years of those 6 years. So you need to start thinking seriously and document your PET. Herbert Kweska. Timothy Gonzanga, again, he is our external auditor, but I have been working part-time at their firm for 3 years. I think he's inquiring to the other previous question. Yes, very good. Now that he's your external auditor, please approach him or her, and he can mentor your PET. If in case he fails, you just alert me or write your email at pet@icpau.co.ug. Then we shall be able to get help to give you necessary assistance. Marcus Empija, I'm working in the urban council where my boss is not a member. What can I do? Yes, if your boss is not a member, then there are members at the ministry, at your responsible ministry. They can be your mentor or any another member in another council, in another urban council, everywhere in this country, so long as he or she is a member. So don't worry about that. You'll get a mentor from those areas. Julius Bukenya, can I document the experience I acquired before my pet was approved? Yes, you can. You can. You can document your experience, but after we have approved your pet. You saw initially when we were documenting when we applied for pet as Sarah, the application has to be approved. When it is approved, then you are able to access the logbook. You saw when I went to Nicholas's portal as a student who is documenting, I was able to get the logbook. So you do that, then you approve, then you are able to get your experience. I'm currently documenting aside in Excel, but before I upload to the e-logbook, I want to change my supervisor, though I have not yet got a new one yet. Oh, good. This is in addition to the other question. You don't mind, you'll get a new one as advised. Then this comes from Fred Himbisibi. My mentor doesn't know the procedures of logging in, Fred. Oh, yes, the mentor, the way you advise him on the way you log in is the way he or she can log in. So, and I trust Fred, you are going to advise him. Thank you for that question, Fred. Michael Avaga, how long does one have to do this in case if the person starts with level 1? If you start with level 1 and you finish your course in 2.5 years or 2 years, and you didn't have any experience before, then we need you to do for 3 years. So we need experience of recorded experience of 3 years. So 3 years meaning that if I finish the course now, and I have been working, I go back 3 years backwards. 2020, 2019, 2018, maybe around 20, there, I get this, the 3 years. If I don't have any experience now and I've finished the course, then I need to get it for 3 years ahead. So you can see. Clear Nakasi is there. Clear is there. Clear Nakasi is asking, what is put in the reflective statement? Good. In the reflective statement, you put in the issues you have identified in your experience, in your work experience, and how you've resolved them. If they are not there, then you are not. It is not mandatory. But we encourage you to have a reflection.
Ambrose, can I come in there?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, the reflective statement refers to the ESCO challenges they find in their workplaces. And every workplace has an ESCO challenge. So look at an ESCO, any ESCO problem you have faced and how you have resolved it. Yeah, that is the ESCO, that is the reflective statement.
Yeah, thank you so much, JD. I believe Clay, Sisse, and the others have got the answer. Very good. Can the relevant experience of 2 years or more acquired before the course be considered? Yes. Anonymous, we have already answered that. Can I have a mentor who has not done CPA? This comes from Damari. No, you must have a CPA, a person who has done the course and is a member. Otherwise, it may not be applicable. As you saw, even in applying, we need the FM number. How can you assure us of confidentiality of attachments? Yes. This comes from Anne Claire. We are the custodians of integrity, our core values, and that's what we instill in you. And therefore, confidentiality is very highly assured. Otherwise, we encourage you, we want you to be highly confidential in our code of ethics and every other areas, then therefore we have to be examples. So confidentiality is very highly assured. Then good afternoon, CPA Ambrose. Who uploads all the information, student or mentor? Yes, student does all the information. The mentor only approves the information. I am a businesswoman as well as a student, but I don't have a mentor. How can I get one? Which technical skills can I apply to my business if it's a shoe business in downtown? Very good, Sarah. Thank you for that question, Sarah Ochiro. Yeah, yes, there are some skills of financial reporting currently. I know you are doing budgeting, financial management is there. I also know you are doing some risk analysis. Then all those skills are already acquired by you in your shoe business. How do you get a mentor? You can get a mentor. Look around and see who can be your mentor among the professional accountants you know who can be your mentor. So it's up to you to choose a mentor that fits within your purpose. Then others are answering me for answering the questions. Then I will end with these two. Suppose there is an activity within technical areas that is not part of my job. What do I do? Should I fill it or leave it out? There is an activity within technical areas. That is a very good question, though you have not indicated your name, anonymous. Yes, you may leave it out, but you have to explain how, because you have chosen a technical area and there is an activity, as you said. So you have to explain that this doesn't fall within my area. Instead, it falls within another area, maybe risk, and you are in internal audit. Oh, yes. So you are right. You indicate why you have not documented that experience. Then Paul Mlangira, PET requires that your mentor or supervisor can be a staff from your workplace or from the audit firm that is currently conducting the audit. However, at my workplace, there is none who is a member of ICPAU or haven't been able to find one. This is challenging. Yes, how can you support me? This is similar to what I answered someone behind before. If you have no mentor, but you have auditors, current auditors, get the partner of that audit firm and becomes your member. Or if you are not able to approach him, approach me. I will approach him on your behalf. So long as it is an audit firm, don't bring to me other people. If it is an audit firm and you have no way of approaching him, then please you can write to pet@icpau.co.ug and you will get the necessary support. On condition that that audit firm is your external audit. I thank you so much for listening to me. I now hand over to JB to give closing remarks. And for more information, please send your email to request to PET at ICPAU PET at icpau.co.ug. We shall keep interacting. And we want all of you to be professional accountants from 2021 onwards. Otherwise, there is no shortcut. The way your boss became an accountant by just filling the form, those ones will not work. You have to go through this process and document your experience. I thank you so much, and may God bless you. Let me hope we shall meet again when we are meeting your mentors in November. Sir CPA John, you are welcome to talk to students. They are around 106. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ambrose. Good evening, students. On behalf of the Institute, I would like to thank you very much for attending this webinar where we are talking about practical experience training. I missed the opening because I was attending another meeting, but in accountancy, practical experience training is very important. It is a requirement that every trainee accountant records his or her experience. And we have international education standards. And one of the international education standards requires us to record our experience. And when we require you to record experience, we are fulfilling the requirements of our membership internationally. So we request you to record your experience, and don't wait until it has accumulated and you are 1 year, 2 years, then you record and you have forgotten. Your supervisor cannot verify that. This is verifiable experience. So make sure you record your experience, as whenever you acquire that experience, record it in your portal. Because the time will come when you did this membership and you can't get it, and it becomes an inconvenience, and you start regretting and say, I wish I had done it. I'll give you a story. There was a friend of mine, I think around 2001. I was with the institute. Some of you were still in secondary schools. I told him, why don't you become a member of the institute? He said, I don't need it. He was a member of SCCA then. But then the Minister of Finance had consultancies, and they were paying between, that's when they were professionalizing the public financial management, and they wanted qualified accountants. This friend of mine had the professional qualification of SCCA, and that time they could become members direct of the institute, but he didn't make an effort to apply. So he said, I've applied. I said, will you be shortlisted? He said, oh yes, I have my professional qualification. So when it came to shortlisting, he missed out. 8,000 is still a lot of money. 10,000 US dollars is still a lot of money, but imagine what it was in 2001. The value was much more than today. So he missed out, and he came to become a member. And he became a very faithful member of the institute. He has become even, he rose into the ranks of the institute and his workplace. So when you run without a cause, when the cause comes, you are ahead. So as of now, you may not be looking at membership, for you are looking at completing your studies. But as soon as you finish your studies, there might be an opportunity which requires membership of the institute, and you lose it. But imagine if you finish, you apply for your membership, an opportunity comes and you get it because you have that membership. You will celebrate. So, friends, I urge you to religiously record your experience. While you have challenges, please get in touch with us. We are here to assist you. Thank you for attending. I wish you a blessed evening. I wish you a blessed career in accountancy. Have a nice evening.
Nice evening too. Thank you.